By the numbers, it seems that European and American car makers have fully privatized the segment of supercars. However, the rise of Asian models might be just around the corner. Chinese, Japanese, Middle East, and other Oriental car manufacturers already have conceptual and production-ready units that live up to the high standards of supercar performance. Today we'll demonstrate to you the must-see models from this region that defy the stigma that Asia is devoid of speed and luxury. So subscribe to Automotive Territory and enjoy the ride! Hongqi S9. Famous as the Chinese luxury limo brand, Hongqi is trying itself in a new segment. Claimed to be the real embodiment of the Chinese spirit of innovation, the brand's first supercar gets unique design by VW's Walter de Silva and packs a hybrid powertrain setup. At its heart sits a newly developed PHEV drivetrain that combines efforts of a 4-liter bi-turbo V8, 3 electric motors, and a battery of undisclosed capacity. The system produces 1,400 horses and enables the S9 to reach 249 mph speeds. Acceleration to 60 should take the car just 1.9 seconds, while on the electric power alone, it is claimed to cover 25 miles. Other details about the 99-unit S9 are still scarce, but we do know that it will be manufactured in Modena, Italy, as a part of a joint venture between the startup Silk EV and the Chinese state-owned First Automobile Works. Acura NSX Type S. The most precise, powerful, and thrilling NSX will be delivered in a limited production run of 350 units, celebrating the send-off of Acura's mid-engine supercar. The exclusive NSX Type S arrives with a standard carbon roof, a new GT3-inspired carbon fiber diffuser, a wider track, upsized Brembo brakes with red-painted calipers, and retuned adaptive dampers. All 4 corners are occupied by the split-designed 5-spoke wheels wrapped into custom-made, super sticky Pirelli PCR tires. The remapped twin-turbocharged V6 is paired with a 3-motor hybrid system to deliver 600 horsepower and 492 pound-feet of torque. The car's torque vectoring system gets readjusted as well, so it provides the driver with a sportier and more responsive feeling when exiting corners. Among the optional upgrades, we should highlight the lightweight package, which adds carbon ceramic brakes and a carbon fiber engine cover. Fenyr Supersport. Founded in 2012, the Dubai-based W Motors became the first manufacturer of hypercars in the Middle East. They reached the automotive stardom by producing the Icon Hypersport that cost $3.4 million, had diamonds in the headlights, and only 7 units were built. Their second creation is nearly half the price, and the production was expanded to 100 units. Its beastly pedigree is reflected in the name. It was inspired by the fierce wolf from the Norse mythology named Fenrir, the same one that served Hela in the Marvel's Thor Ragnarok. The Fenyr Supersport is assembled by Magnus Steyr in Austria. It has a carbon fiber and graphene composite body, a mid-rear mounted custom engine, and a 7-speed double-clutch RDK. The 3.8-liter Boxer Type flat-6 twin-turbo delivers 800 horsepower and 723 pound-feet to the rear wheels. As a result, we get 2.8 seconds 0 to 60 and 250 mph speeds. Nio EP9. The story of the EP9 began half a decade ago, when the Chinese startup Nio had not yet become one of the hottest players in the EV industry and a poster child for the People's Republic innovations. Till this day, it is one of the fastest electric supercars in existence, with a terrific lap time of 6 minutes and 45 seconds at Nürburgring and an autonomous lap record at the Circuit of the Americas. The car has a maximum output of 1,341 horsepower, demonstrating 2.7 seconds 0 to 60 acceleration and 195 mph top speed. All of this is possible due to the combined effort of 4 electric motors, which are fueled by 2 swappable batteries, good for 265 miles of range. The production limit for the EP9 was set at 16 units, 10 for the general public, and 6 for the startup founders and original investors. Your opinion matters, so like or dislike this video to express your attitude towards the Asian car makers. Let's keep rolling. Aspark Owl. The Japanese businessman Misunori Yoshida founded Aspark back in 2005 in Osaka, but originally his company was focusing on the engineering services rather than straight-up car development. The Owl is Aspark's inaugural project, yet it has already challenged the likes of Rimac Navara and Lotus Evija. The final configuration of the model gets 4 motors and a 64 kWh battery, yielding a total of 2,012 horsepower and 1,480 pound-feet. Supposedly, 1.7 seconds 0 to 60 sprints with 1-foot rollout and the top speed of 248 mph are the achievable figures for the Owl. This hypercar rides on a double wishbone suspension at each corner, the body is nearly entirely comprised of carbon fiber, and the stopping power comes from the massive carbon ceramic discs. Aspark has recently confirmed a 50 units production deal with the Italy's Manifattura Automobili Torino and established a network of dealers in both Europe and North America. Qiantu K50. In Mandarin, the name of this Chinese automaker means the future. So, to account for the loud company name, the brand's first supercar packs plenty of features. In production since 2019, the model comes built on a lightweight aluminum chassis with an all-carbon fiber bodywork, full LED lighting, and of course, a fully electric heart. Its drivetrain relies on 2 electric motors that send power to the front and rear axle and produce 376 horses. In the boost mode, the K50 can peak at 430 HP, though typically these output bursts do not last longer than 10 seconds. The car's torque reaches 560 pound-feet. It can accelerate to 60 in 4.2 seconds, while the K50's 78 kWh battery is good for 200+ miles. On the inside, there are heated and ventilated sports seats and a 15.6-inch tablet-style infotainment. Vega EVX. Sri Lanka's first and only electric supercar has been in development since 2015. It is a 2-ton sports coupe with a Ferrari 458 Italia looks, red-painted carbon fiber body, and a massive diffuser. The model uses Vega's proprietary powertrain that operates at 900 volts and 600 ampere. The dual-motor all-wheel drive setup and a liquid-cooled 55 kWh battery are good for 804 HP, 561 pound-feet, and 155 miles of range. The Vega EVX gets to 60 miles per hour in 3.1 seconds and tops off at 150 miles per hour. The initial release will be restricted to 25 units, but in the future, the brand plans to add 2 more motors to the drivetrain and install a 130 kWh battery, boosting the maximum velocity to 236 mph and slashing acceleration time below 2 seconds. Nissan GTR Italdesign. Since both Nissan GTRs and Italdesign semi-centennials were celebrated around 2018, the two brands got together and developed a 50 units limited edition supercar that is currently being delivered to the lucky few. The model is based on the performance-enhanced GTR Nismo, but interestingly, it was Italdesign who re-engineered the mechanical components, while Nissan's London and San Diego design studios took care of the aesthetics. On the outside, the car adds stretched LED headlights, hood power bulge, adjustable rear wing, and samurai blade cooling outlets behind the front wheels. This Nissan also wears new heritage livery inspired by the most iconic representatives of the model. It comes powered by the Nismo 3.8-liter V6 that is retuned to produce 720 horsepower and is linked to a recalibrated 6-speed DCT. The chassis setup is upgraded with a new Bilstein rear suspension, while the braking system comes from Brembo. Arcfox GT. Created in 2017, Arcfox is an EV-dedicated brand that belongs to the umbrella of the Chinese state-owned BAIC Group. The company made its official global debut at the 2019 Geneva Auto Show, presenting to the public the GT supercar. The model features an extra lightweight construction based on an integrated carbon monocoque. It gets an aerodynamic bodywork with an automatic rear spoiler and packs 6-piston carbon ceramic brakes. Currently, it offers 2 modifications, Base and Race Edition. The former gets 4 independent electric motors, 1 for each wheel, rated for 1,630 horsepower and 590 pound-feet in total. The latter adds 2 more motors to the rear and prioritizes torque over power, making 1,020 HP and 973 pound-feet. Both GTs rely on an all-carbon-based battery with a honeycomb aluminum structure that should last around 200 miles and can be recharged at 85 kilowatts in 30 minutes. Icona Vulcano. Originally, the world's first titanium supercar was developed in Turin, Italy. But since then, the Icona group has expanded across the globe and is now headquartered in China. The design of the supercar was envisioned by the French artist Samuel Schaffer. He drew inspiration from the world's fastest plane, the legendary Blackbird SR-71. The naked body was entirely hand-hammered during 10,000 of work hours, while the engine was borrowed from the Chevrolet Corvette C6 CR1 and fitted by Claudio Lombardi, ex-Scuderia Ferrari director. The 6.2-liter V8 has a front midship position, is coupled with a semi-automated paddle-shift gearbox, and is good for 680 horses and 604 pound-feet of torque. The car can hit 62 mph in 2.8 seconds, while the top speed is capped at 220 miles per hour. MG Cyberster. Owned by the Chinese SAIC group, MG is often reprimanded for forgetting about its British sports car roots. Today, though, the brand is trying to rehabilitate itself, and the first step in this direction is the MG Cyberster concept that is inspired by the MG's original roadsters. The model gets a long, low silhouette with a swooping bonnet, pop-up headlights, and an LED light strip that runs the sides of the car. The taillights have Union Jack signatures, plus there are supercar-style nacelles behind the passengers. The cabin houses a gamepad-style steering wheel and 2 zero-gravity seats that are separated by a flowing center console. This MG gets an all-electric drivetrain with up to 395 miles of range and 3 seconds 0 to 60. With 5,000 registrations, the concept has already gained significant traction in China, so MG is seriously considering its mass production. What do you think about the potential of the Asian car-making industry, or would you trust only the traditional Japanese and Korean brands? We'll talk this over in the comment section below. Smash the like button and subscribe to Automotive Territory to help our channel grow. More informative content is available through the links on the screen. As always, may the torque be with you!